Hey guys, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome for the first time. I'm super excited today to tell you about my second pair of ROTHY'S shoes, which actually I am wearing right now. I'm gonna structure this video in 3 parts. So like the more you know, the less you have to watch. Okay, so first I'm gonna talk about this style of ROTHY'S, which is the point toe flat. I think it's just called the point. Then I will compare them to my ROTHY'S loafers, which I already did a whole video about. Finally, if you're not familiar with the brand ROTHY'S at all, I'll tell you a little bit about the brand and kind of how the whole thing works. So just a heads up, if you are buying your first pair of ROTHY'S, I will have a link down in the description to a code that will give you $20 off your first pair. It will also give me a rebate that I can put toward a future pair, but when I bought mine, none of my friends had any yet, and no one had any codes to share with me, and I had to pay full price, but you don't have to. So take advantage of that link, please. So if you're just here for the facts about the point, these are my ROTHY'S point toe shoes. I've had these for a few weeks now, and we are in the middle of summertime, but basically any day that I haven't worn sandals, I've been wearing these, whether that's to work or just out to dinner or doing something casually. These are pretty much the only non-sandal shoes that I've been wearing lately, and they were super comfortable right out of the box. I didn't have to break them in or anything. I actually wore them the next day to work and have been wearing them ever since. So I am usually a size 9, and these are a 9.5. I ordered up a half size based on other recommendations that I had seen, and that seemed to be the correct choice. So these actually fit great. They're like a smidge loose, but actually when I get to the loafer comparison, I feel like now that I know this, the loafers were like too tight. So they're definitely not, you know, falling off of my feet or like flapping around when I walk or anything. So I think size up half a size is definitely the right choice. They also have room for my orthotic insoles, and actually I've been putting these in the shoe and then putting the insole that it comes with, the washable insole, on top of it, and they stay in place really well. And I try to use the orthotics as much as I can, so it's good to have that extra support. Style wise, I think this point shape is so flattering, and actually I just read an article about how like Meghan Markle was wearing these exact ones, at least a few months ago while she was pregnant, so we are very on trend. When I first saw ROTHY'S originally, I wasn't sure about this whole like V-shape thing. Both the points and the original flats, which are a round toe, have this like V cutout. I wasn't really sure about that shape, but I think it's just so flattering looking. It gives it like a little bit of extra elegance. And then the shape of the point is so nice. It's not like a right angle kind of boxy like equilateral triangle. It's like a very graceful and elegant point. It definitely doesn't feel too long or like I'm gonna I know sometimes when a shoe has like a really elongated point, sometimes you feel like your toe's gonna like get caught on a step or something. It doesn't feel like that at all. So I really ended up really liking the shape of these. Plus I like how the heel comes up a little higher in the back. It doesn't rub or anything like that, but it helps it just to stay on a little more. And if you've seen any of my other videos where I talk about shoes, you know that I'm a big fan of like an ankle strap or something around the back if you're going to be doing any kind of walking in your shoes or your sandals. So I'm definitely a fan of that. Comfort wise, like I've been saying, I've been wearing them basically this whole time since I got them, and they're super comfortable. I wear them around work, walking around, you know, out and about places. We walk around quite a bit, so haven't had any problems with that. Just kind of in general, just like all the other ROTHY'S shoes really, they are very flat. They don't have like a ton of support. I did mention that I was able to insert my orthotic, but otherwise they're just like a very flat. So if that's a problem, keep that in mind. So moving on to the comparison between the point and the Loafer, and you'll see that I got basic black for both because I am boring, but also because I have a color palette. So the Loafers I got like at the end of spring, and again, this isn't like a shoe shape that I normally wear, but I ended up really liking it. If you recall from my previous video, I got them like on a Monday night. The next morning I was leaving for a work trip for the week. I took these with me and wore them basically the whole time I was away. So again, no breaking in, no time to do anything else. I just put these on and they were great. That said, the Loafers I ordered in my regular size of 9, and then I later saw recommendations and things where people were saying that you should size up a half size in the Loafer as well. So it definitely fits me, and I even can wear them with my orthotic inserts, but knowing now how much more comfortable it is to go up a half a size, I probably, if I ever get another pair of Loafers, will go with the 9.5. I think also some of that sizing recommendation has to do with like the color or pattern or material of the particular pair of shoes, and so maybe there's a difference between like the black ones and some of the other colors or patterns, but it definitely, it wouldn't hurt to be a little bit bigger. They do feel kind of tight, especially across my toes, like by the end of the day, whereas these do not. Yes, even with the point. If you're not like a big pointy toe shoe wearer, your toes don't go to the very tip of this. they stop, you know, back here at like a normal place where your toes fit. So the point's just kind of decorative toward the tip. So I know a lot of people feel like a pointy toe shoe would hurt your toes, but it really does not. Your toes go to a place that makes sense for your toes to still fit. So, you know, the Loafer being a little bit more of a sensible shape, you'd think would be even more comfortable, but in my case, it's really not. I think if I sized up, it would be. But just by way of comparison, you can see they both are pretty similar as far as the sole goes. They probably actually use the exact, well, I was gonna say they probably use the exact same sole, but I guess they can't because they're different shape. But like thickness wise, you know, they're just a little thicker toward the heel, and otherwise just very flat, and just a little bit of barely a hint of tread on them. They're certainly not hiking boots or anything, but again, for just walking around in normal situations, they're perfectly fine and both very comfortable. Both of the styles are very stretchy. Like I said, I probably could size up a little, but overall, I think they're very stretchy and forgiving. A lot of people have been asking me about like foot smells, or you know, are they breathable? I think they are very breathable because of the material that they're made out of. It's like a, you know, a woven material. Plus, of course, the insole part comes out and can be washed. The whole shoe can go in the wash. So there's really no reason, I don't feel like, why that your feet should be especially smelly in these. If anything, they should be probably less smelly. Okay, so if you're not familiar with ROTHY'S, at this point I'll give you a little bit of background about them. Just FYI, again, if you would like to purchase a pair, use that link that I have down in the description, and that will give you a discount. It'll give me a coupon, and so we both win. Don't pay full price for these, please. There's no reason you have to pay full price for your first pair. Also, if you use Ebates, or now it's called Rakuten, they're offering cash back on the ROTHY'S website as well. So definitely, you don't need to pay full price right now. So ROTHY'S currently offers 4 styles of women's shoes, plus they make some kids styles, which I'm not familiar with at all. But so they have the flat, which is a round-toed flat. They have the point that I was just talking about, the Loafer I was just talking about, and they also have a sneaker, which I'm kind of curious to try because I think it's like the most different of all of them, materials-wise. But speaking of material, they are all made of recycled plastic bottles. That's sort of like their thing. So I just checked the website. They have like a little counter of how many bottles they've recycled, and it says right now they've recycled over 35 million bottles. So they weave it into this, you know, thread that they then make the shoes out of. So they're all made out of this same material, this kind of stretchy, you know, woven material, but they do have some different, well, they come in all different colors. Some of them have different patterns woven into the design. And then some of them now are different textures, like some of them have like a honeycomb texture. For the summer they released some that had kind of like an open weave pattern that's more summery. So they're always coming and going with different colors and styles and things. So if you see one that you like, I think you should probably grab it. Some of them show you like when they're on their way out or when they're new in. I've seen, since I've been shopping ROTHY'S, a couple of them like sold out but then came back, but also some of them retire and then they get replaced by new things kind of seasonally. So I think definitely if you see something you really like, I would grab it when you see it, because unless it's basic black, which is probably going to stick around for a while, there is a potential that it could retire. They also offer free shipping and free returns, so it's really kind of no risk if you're not sure about the fit or if you'll even like them. Just purchase them, because worst case you can ship them back. And they come packaged. I should have brought a box down with me, but they come in just like a very plain cardboard box that has a little strip you can peel off with adhesive underneath. So if you are going to return them, you can just pop them right back in the same box and send them back. So overall, I have 2 pairs of ROTHY'S now. I'm very happy with my experience with them so far. Like I said, if I could go back in time, I probably would have ordered a half size up for my first pair, but really they fit fine. The points I love. I'm excited now to potentially try a 3rd pair. Maybe I'll branch out and get a different color, who knows. But I really love them. They've been great for traveling, they've been great for work, for casual. So I hope this was helpful to you. And again, reminder, please do use my link if you're buying your first pair, because I don't want you to pay full price. But thanks for watching, and feel free to leave me any other questions you have down in the comments, and I would be happy to answer them. So I will see you next time. Bye. Kind of how it all works as well. Holy smokes, kids. Hey, do you need to be here right now? Let's come down.